Hey guys, welcome back once again. Our Earth 240 years later, where there is a dark past, where there are no animals and humans are barely surviving. In fact, everything has been destroyed due to a fungal outbreak. When the animals died, humans were left with nothing to eat. As a result, their population dwindled over time, and those who survived became bloodthirsty. A bloody war erupted in every corner of the world. In this time, people are not considered rich by money, but by land because they can grow something to feed themselves. So the most valuable thing, if anything, is land. Our story begins with such a farm that looks completely deserted from the outside. But the land nearby is well cultivated. Seeing this, people passing by stop and call out to someone inside to come out. But no one came out. Then a man said that we were just passing by, and when we saw your good crop, we were frightened. Can we rest here a bit? No one responded, and in the meantime, some of his men tried to enter through the back door. Just then, a bullet came and ripped through. But this is just the beginning, because in the next moment, a whistle sound is heard from afar, as if it were a message of their death, because immediately after that, more than half of them are killed right there. Only 2 people survive, and one of them is killed by a little girl hiding in another field. But there was still one man left, and a woman named Haley cleverly comes from behind and kills him. In fact, it's Haley's family who claims ownership of this farm and fully protects it. But Kans, who is Haley's husband, can't believe how these people breached their good defenses and got inside. Now, when they are all sitting at the dinner table at night, their conversation is about what happened this morning. Haley had assigned a task to her eldest son Amol, which was to deliver supplies to her friend Augusta. But she warned him to be very careful while carrying out this task because there is a lot of danger all around this place. Before going to bed, Haley talked to her friend Augusta on the radio. She mentioned that there is a group killing people and taking everything from them. They even killed a family living in their neighborhood. So if you could come here and train the other families, it would be good for them. But Haley refuses. For her, her family comes first. Now, one day we see Haley and her family's routine. How, like every day, they do some running in the morning and then practice shooting. Then Kans also took his daughters to the forest to teach them what is edible and what is not. And thus, their day came to an end. Late at night, Augusta called again, but what she told today chilled Haley to the core. She said that a few miles away, there is a family, some of whom have been killed. But not just killed, they were dismembered into many pieces. Then they took them along. This shows that hunger has reached its peak, turning the remaining people into cannibals. In other words, people have turned into cannibals. Haley begins to fear that if this continues to get worse, survival will become even more difficult. The next day, Amol set out for his task, the one his mother assigned him that day. But as he was returning, he spotted a girl who had just come out after a bath, and he fell for her at first sight. When he found out where she lived, it turned out that she lived in a secluded settlement in the middle of the forest. Even upon returning, thoughts of that girl lingered in his mind. So the next day he went back to the same place, but she was nowhere to be seen. A little later, Kans took his son and daughter to a factory to look for supplies that might be useful. But when they saw bodies hanging there, they were shocked. In the meantime, some soldiers arrived, both of them. Now both groups pointed their guns at each other. Then Kans asked if they were Fleming's men. The answer came that yes, they were, and just then, a barrage of bullets started and everyone was killed. When the son asked the reason, it was revealed that Fleming had been dead for a long time. These are all imposters who wear army uniforms to deceive. You all need to be careful about these things. Before leaving, Amul said that we should check these bodies. There might be something useful, so Kans agreed with him. So they started checking all the bodies. In the meantime, an old woman pretending to be dead got up and started shooting at Danish. However, Amul arrives just in time to save him, but his condition seems critical. So they immediately bring him home, and Haley promptly treats him. She quickly removes the bullet from his stomach. As a result, his life is saved. But Amol is very angry with himself because his mistake almost cost his sister's life. Then his younger sister explains to him that Danish's life is at risk because of him. Don't think that way. She will recover soon. After hearing this, he sat outside alone. Then he heard a sound as if someone was outside the fencing. He immediately went in that direction. He switched on his flashlight When he saw what it was, he was shocked, because there was the same girl who was crying out for help. That's why he immediately brings her inside, and the next day, Kans is explaining to his whole family that they shouldn't trust anyone so easily. Because now people are not just hungry for money and land, they have tasted human blood, and they can go to any extent. And that's why always keep your weapon with you, even if you're sleeping. Then Amol remembers the girl who had tied him up in the shed. Because if his mother sees him, she will scold him a lot. However, the girl is very angry with him because he had imprisoned her. And then he explains to her that if his family finds out that there's an outsider here, they'll kill me along with you. After saying this, he bandages the wound on her hand. And in the meantime, we see Heli, who was wandering alone in the forest in search of food. Then she saw something strange. Then she immediately informed the whole family. At the same time, Amol was also sitting with that girl. They talked a lot, and during this time, he freed her for the first time. In conversation, she revealed her name is Donnie, and she lives on a farm nearby. But one day they were attacked. Everyone was killed. But I managed to escape and came here. I started pleading with Amol for help, and now I just need a radio so I can contact Free Farm. As soon as Amol hears this, he becomes alert, because Augusta lives at Free Farm, and Amol knows that she is his mother's friend. When asked the reason, it turned out that Donnie's mother had told her before dying that the people at Free Farm could help her. But you will be surprised to know Augusta hadn't been heard from in many days. Heli also knew about this, but she hasn't told anyone yet. Now gradually, things start to change with time. Now the conversation between the two has also increased a lot. That's why Amol sets her free now, no longer keeping her tied. But one day when Kans gathers the whole family for a talk, Amol wasn't there. Everyone was surprised to see that he had gone missing. People started searching for him. Meanwhile, these two were having a good time here. Then Kans and Heli arrived, who dragged the girl outside as soon as they saw her and locked their son in the same shed. Outside, Heli asked her many questions like who she is and what she is doing here with her son. Then she said her name is Donnie and she works with the military to protect farms. But Heli didn't believe her at all. She fired a shot just to scare her. Then she revealed the whole truth in front of her. She was going to her Aunt Augusta because her family has been killed. Hearing this, even Heli couldn't believe it. So inside, Amol sneaked into his house and tried to contact Augusta from the monitor room. Then both of them came there too, but by then no contact was made. Seeing this, Amol tells his mother, "We have to find Augusta. Maybe they need help." His mother scolded him, saying that she is a Marine and knows how to protect herself. "That girl has messed with your mind. Who knows where she came from? We don't even know if she's telling the truth or not." But Amol fell in love with Donnie and can't hear anything bad about her. On top of that, he started resenting the rules made by his mother because they were taking away his freedom. He leaves the house yelling at them to find Augusta, his aunt. But now Heli had to go after him, though she is fully convinced that it's a trap made to ensnare their family. But they have to save their son, so she leaves her husband there and sets out. Meanwhile, those two walk to the farm where Donnie used to live. But there was just an eerie silence there. There's nothing but blood all around and no sign of humans. In the meantime, we can see Kans noticing something wrong on a CCTV. He immediately went to fix it, but upon arrival, he found it was done deliberately. But before he could see or understand more, someone came from behind and attacked him, knocking him unconscious. The scene cuts to Heli, who reaches her friend Augusta's house, where she sees nothing but blood all around. Even more horrifying was when she knocked over a drum. Inside, she saw severed human limbs stored for later consumption. All these things shock and trouble her, as her friend would never do such things. This must be the work of someone else. Then someone attacks her too and takes her down to lock her in the basement. When she woke up, her friend Augusta was there next to her, unconscious. Seeing this, it's clear that someone did the same thing to her as they did to Heli. Anyway, over there, Donnie and Amol both reached that camp, where they found nothing except the truck, and going inside, they found nothing special. But here a deep secret is revealed. Heli's suspicion was correct. It was just a ruse. Donnie revealed that the cannibals had captured her aunt and family. Then they set a condition that they wouldn't release them until I brought someone from your family to them. That's why I brought you here. This is what they say, friends. You should listen to your parents. He became a Majnu and now he'll have to suffer. The next moment, we see a shadow in that truck, which means he too has been captured like his mother. Over there, Kans is in a similar situation. He too has been buried into the ground by the cannibal up to 1 meter deep, while one of them has even started eating him. Meanwhile, the older girl takes a sniper and sits by the window to shoot them. But this time, they knew where the shot was coming from. That's why they started counter-attacking it, which meant that all the fencing and such was now useless. Now, what will be useful is the skill they've acquired over the years. But right now, all the adults in the house are trapped somewhere. Only the little ones are at home now. On the other hand, when Augusta opened her eyes, Haley asked her about Donnie. So she explained that the cannibal had actually captured her family and it was all part of this plan. I thought you would see through this plan, but you fell for it too. Haley has no idea that she's actually trapped here because of her son. Just then, the leader of the cannibals arrives. Seeing him, Haley angrily says, "You're not humans, you're animals. You can stoop to any level to satisfy your hunger." Then that man decapitates Augusta right in front of her and takes her head away. Seeing her friend's humiliating death, her blood boils with rage. But with her hands and feet tied, she couldn't do anything. Now the cannibals have raided her house. To save it, the two girls went into the basement. At that moment, her father also arrives there. Yes, he survived, and this gives the girls some courage. Here, after the leader leaves, Haley frees herself. She kills a guard standing there and comes upstairs, where shockingly she meets Emily and Donnie, who had come looking for Augusta. But when they saw Augusta's corpse, they felt deep regret. There were also 7 children whom Augusta used to take care of. Now, taking them, they all come outside. They start heading towards the farm, and on the other side, many cannibals have entered the house, which Kans decides to fight off with a plan. He told Denise, "As soon as I give the signal, turn off all the lights." She listened to him and turned off the lights on his cue. Taking advantage of the darkness, Denise quickly brought him inside and said they should rest now. But it seems he has realized that Aunt is still here. Then he noticed 2 large cannibals who were about to set the house on fire. His father said, "Let them come inside, I'll handle it." Now he's in a near-death condition himself, but he is ready to fight to save his family. Although Denise wasn't happy about letting them in, she gave in to her father and opened the door. As soon as they came inside, they captured Denise and made her open the basement locker, and their eyes widened seeing what was inside. In fact, there were spices inside, which in today's time are no less than diamonds or treasures. Suddenly, Kans appears from behind and takes out that man on the spot. Denise finished off the one standing outside. Meanwhile, we see the others who were heading towards the farm. But suddenly, from somewhere above, bullets start firing indiscriminately, injuring him severely. But he immediately sent the others to the farm. But when Denise saw Donnie, she got angry. And on top of that, these kids, she was already so troubled. Now, who will take care of these children? Just then Amol says, "I have to go out and save mom because she's still outside." But looking at his condition, it seems unlikely anything will happen now, because there are 3 cannibals standing in front of him and he's out of bullets. But he didn't give up because he still has courage left in him. He somehow managed to take down 2 of them. In that condition, the 3rd one stabs him in the stomach, making his situation even more critical. But before he could finish him off completely, Amol comes and kills him. But by the time he reached his mother, she had already closed her eyes forever. Seeing this scene, only one thing comes to Amol's mind. If only he hadn't left home that day, maybe things would be different today. But no one can change fate, and he will have to learn to live with this truth. Now, their family has grown because those children have become part of it too. But friends, at the end of the story, there's a blast. We go down the stairs, looking at someone who turns out to be Haley. Yes, she's alive and watching her big family together with peaceful eyes. And with this, the story ends here. How did you like this story? Do let us know in the comments. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.